The benefits of person to goods versus goods to person, warehouse automation. Joining us today to speak about that, Kate Peterson, Senior Director of Product Marketing at Locust Robotics. Kate, it's great to see you once again. Welcome.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about the key types of automation that are available today in the warehouse. Walk us through that, if you would. What do you say?
Yeah, we're seeing several categories of automation that customers are implementing in their warehouse. You have the person-to-goods technology or mobile robots. You have the tote systems or ASRS systems. You have the goods-to-person solutions where the robots are coming, kind of think Kiva, and then you have your traditional automation, your sortation, those types of automation. So a lot to choose from in the market now than it used to be a few years ago.
So quite an array of choices then that are available to folks. Now, if one wants to make the argument that a person to goods automation is perhaps the way a company should go, well, then give us the reasoning. What's the reasoning there? Why would that be the ideal choice?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of reasons why person to goods would be a solution that a lot of companies choose to go for their automation. First of all is flexibility, right? You can have as much or as little automation as you need. Second is you can really get into any facility, whether it's brownfield or greenfield. You can really put person to goods in either one of those situations. A lot of person to goods solutions are also RaaS or robots as a service, which means you can scale up for peak seasons and you can scale down. And a lot of them also have multiple use cases. So you don't have to just pick, each picking or just pick put away or sortation. You can do your whole portfolio of automation.
Okay, so I have actually a very small warehouse.
Yeah.
Or conversely, I have a very large operation. So how does the size of the facility, factor in the decision-making process?
For a lot of buyers, the size has an impact because it's how much you want to put in from an investment perspective, right? If you're thinking of a large facility, that's a much bigger capital expense, and versus a small one, is it worth it? So those are two of the big reasons. For person-to-goods automation, you can put that automation in either facility. We have customers that are running as few as 20 robots in a smaller facility, or hundreds of robots, up to 1,000 in some facilities across 4 or 5 mezzanine floors, right? So there's a lot of flexibility with person-to-goods and ability to handle both small and large.
So it's interesting. Someone comes to you and says, I really have a lack of real estate space, so to speak. So from a logistics standpoint, that's something that really needs to be taken into consideration. You're suggesting that is not going to be a bar in any kind of way to implementation of this type of automation. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. You think about when you have warehouse space and you're stuck within your 4 walls, right? You can only build out as much as you can, but you also can go up. Right? Mm-hmm. And so some providers do, cube storage or some bigger storage, but there is a limitation to how much storage density and efficiency you can get from those systems. With person to goods, you can implement on a ground floor, you can implement on mezzanines or pick towers, or even multi-floor facilities, which we see often in Europe, where there are actual multiple floors of warehousing. So you can really make the most of all of the space of your warehouse.
Age of the warehouse facility. Now, how is that going to factor into the situation there? Because the kind of things that we've been talking about, space, et cetera, original designers were not, of course, aware of P2G, if you will. So how is that a factor, once again, in the decision-making process?
That's actually one of the secret sauces of P2G, is that you don't have to do a massive amount of reorging your warehouse, if any. To put in traditional automation or automation like goods to person, a lot of times you have to clear a large space of floor, you have to put in infrastructure, you have to laser measure the floor, make sure it's clean. With P2G, you literally can put robots in the facility once you map it. You can leave your racking the same. You have to, make sure it's not a dirty warehouse, but you can pretty much put person to goods in any warehouse situation.
Well, that flexibility is clearly a benefit and a boon, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk more specifically about Locust Robotics, though. Let's walk through there. Just what would be the benefit that someone might derive if they were to do business with Locust?
Yeah.
Talk to us about the focus of the company, if you will.
Yeah, our focus is primarily on flexibility, scalability, and extensibility. So if you think about flexibility of your fleet and your operations to handle any use case and any size of fleet, you think about scalability and being able to scale up and down and handle the volume fluctuations, and then extensibility, being able to go from one door to the next from use cases, whether you're doing each picking, case picking, put away, all of that interleaved into your automation processes, and you can do that all from day one.
No matter the size then and no matter the facility, it looks like we can do business.
Absolutely.
Good to hear. Kate, thanks very much for finding the time to meet with us today.
Thank you.
It's Kate Peterson, Locust Robotics, speaking with us today about the benefits of person to goods over goods to person warehouse automation. Thanks for watching.